Hi, welcome back to Life with Lex. Today I am coming to you just with a short little video that is just kind of stream of consciousness of a topic that I have been pondering for a while. And I'm working on trying to get over certain fears around perception, perfectionism, action orientation, and just sharing things online. And I think a lot of people experience this when they start to share things online. And there's a woman that I follow on YouTube and I really love her content. And what she does, she films in her car. She just sets her phone, I'm assuming it's her phone, up there, and you see her steering wheel, and she's like in her parking garage usually. And I think it's great. She doesn't edit, so her videos are not super fast like everyone's. You see her, make mistakes, which just shows she's a real human like you and I and everyone else. You see her in real time, like look up certain words, burp sometimes, like just all sorts of random stuff that I feel like people typically edit out anyway. And I'm just thinking about that, and I really like her style of presenting information, because I think we're kind of in an era of content creation where everyone has seen people who are incredibly polished and who have really highly edited content. And like there's an airplane going by right now, background noise, whatever. But I think I'm not alone in saying that people get tired of it, and people want to connect with real humans and not just performative online influencer type of people. Anyway, so the thing I was thinking about earlier has to do with like changing our minds. And there is like a certain quote that I think is well known, something along the lines of, the mark of intelligence is not how much information you know, but the ability to change one's own mind. And I think that there's a lot to be said about that. The first thing that comes to mind with this concept for me is politics. And I know we all are aware of where we're at in the online echo chambers and how we feed algorithms. But I think it's even more crucial now than before, considering those things, that we first off like put effort into seeking information outside of our own current opinions. I think that's a really responsible, wise practice to do. And second off, I think that evaluating our relationships with our beliefs is crucial. I think that it's very normal, very typical, very healthy to have certain values, and the values come through in our political ideologies or lifestyles or topics that we like to learn about, all sorts of things. But I really think that there's a certain level of openness that people benefit highly from when they can listen, seek out respectfully information, opinions, perspectives that are outside of their own. And this requires a certain level of selflessness, and it kind of hurts the ego sometimes, because we like to seek out information that confirms our belief, like confirmation bias. And we see this come up in all sorts of things like AI. AI tends to lean towards like confirmation bias, from what I can tell so far. So that's a whole other rabbit hole that we could go down. But I just think that it's really important to be open to information outside of your current reality. Why? because we create our own reality. And this is something that's said a lot, but we truly do. And being able to change your mind when you are presented with different information, different perspectives, different outlooks, different experiences that you didn't previously have, that is not a sign of weakness. That is a sign of courage, of bravery, of strength, of ability to put your ego aside for a little bit, selflessness in some regards, and humility. Definitely humility. I think all of those things wrapped up together really showcase people's ability. Okay, sorry, I had to close the window because there was someone mowing or leaf blowing or something. But all those things together, I think culturally, unfortunately, we lean into punishing people and like making fun of them for changing their mind in some regards, and not always. Like, I love to see when people don't meet people with shame when they do that, or mocking them, because there's a certain level of admiration I have, and I think more people should have, when people switch perspectives or sides or opinions on things. And I think that we should culturally reward this and not punish people for doing that. Takes a lot of hard work to do that, and I've gone through my own journey in the last year and a half with learning about a lot of topics and really changing my mind in a certain area, and that whole process has been extremely eye-opening. Like, I never in a million years would have thought that I would have shifted on these things, but I had to go through my own process of asking myself a lot of really hard questions that didn't always feel good to ask, and the root of it had to do with, maybe I'm wrong, and it's okay to be wrong, and we're all wrong sometimes. So I just want to, I guess, encourage people to question their own reality to some extent, to question what confirms their current beliefs, to question why certain issues are arising, why certain things are crumbling, like societally right now, and to really use their critical thinking skills, even within themselves, not just onto others, because oftentimes we project them onto others. We are highly critical. We are so quick to judge, so quick to criticize people on the internet, especially. It's so easy when you're protected behind technology to be super vocal, to be super critical, to be maybe more aggressive than you would in person. And I think we always kind of discount the amount of courage and bravery and sometimes tenacity that it takes to do these things online or in person or whatever it is, to express, to create, to put things out there through action, because it is far easier to not act, to think, to talk, to stay, to be stagnant, to coast. It is much more difficult to go in the trenches. It's much more difficult to pick apart your beliefs. It's much more difficult to tear things down and build them back up differently. That's super uncomfortable, and humans are creatures that desire convenience and comfort, so why would we do that? But you can also build up something with stronger foundations and more beauty potentially. So I just want to share that little piece of information that's been heavy on my mind and heavy on my heart. the mark of intelligence is to be able to have the skills and abilities to change your mind when you do come to realizations that maybe what you previously believed wasn't always right. And I just want to encourage people to do that more, because it's okay to do it, it's good to do it. And I think that the world would be a little bit better of a place if we did it more often. So that is it for today. Thank you for making it this far. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.